for you. Now we're going to Guy.
All right. Hey, thanks, Siobhan. We are back outside, everybody. My good friend Martin Amato, our HGTV guy, is here. And we are talking about our old school push mowers. And I got to tell you, I love these. If you've got a smaller or medium-sized lawn and you want to get the perfect manicured cut, well, this is the type of cutting they do on major golf courses out there.
Yep.
They use a powered version of it, but the blades are scissor cut blades, because when you cut something with a scissor, it's not like with your hair. You don't get split ends. You get a clean cut, and there's not as much browning, very little browning, in fact.
Right.
Another nice thing is that, you know, while you're out getting a suntan, it's nice and quiet. There's no engine. There's no fumes. There's no gas you need to buy. It's from a wonderful company called EARTHWISE. This is our 16-inch real, what we call real mower. The results are amazing, and as you watch Martin here, you'll see it's such a great way to be able to get a great cut, and with none of the effort whatsoever. I love this machine. It's a fraction of the weight of a big old power mower. There's no smell. There's no dripping.
Right.
Fully adjustable, right, Martin?
Completely. It's almost like a very, zenful experience, believe it or not, cutting the lawn. And I think we can all agree that one of the most beautiful manicured lawns indeed belong to golf courses. It just looks so immaculate, so pristine. And as you said before, they achieve that look by using a push mower, obviously in a much bigger capacity. So now your lawn can have a similar look if you use something like this. It's from EARTHWISE. It's a company that has been in business for over 100 years, family-owned business. So I love the history behind it. And again, just the fact that you're not using any gas, you don't have to, use a pull cord. Typically with a gas-powered machine that I've used in the past, it's like you're pushing the lawn and you're like breathing in all those fumes behind it, or you're literally shaking with all the vibrations from the motor. And the difference is, as sort of Guy made reference to, the fact that when you use a gas-powered lawnmower, you have that rotating blade. It's literally harming the blades of grass because it's almost burning the surface. With a scissor cut like this one using a push mower, you are literally like you're cutting your hair. It's a precision cut for every single blade of grass. And what that does is it actually retains moisture. So your lawn is actually healthier. It's going to look more beautiful. And I think we all want that now for the spring and summer season.
Yeah, and if you look here, I'm not sure how close you can get. I pulled one of the, there's a little leaf here, and it's I don't know if you can see it behind my hand. You might be able to. But you'll notice it's razored right across.
Yeah.
What happened on the, and if you look at the other side, where, you'll see it's kind of beat up and frayed and browned on top. Initially, this was probably run over in a mower, and it was chopped down this direction. But when you grow it in this direction and you cut it, it basically cuts like scissors. Now, Martin's going to show you a close-up of how this works.
Basically.
And this makes all the sense in the world. When you cut something clean, it does a lot less damage.
Right, so you have 5 rotating blades here at the very bottom, Guy, and you're going to see exactly that precision cut that you were trying to show with the blade of glass. So I'm going to insert a postcard right here. I'm going to push on the rotating blade, and you can see the cut, the angle right there. That's exactly what it's doing to each blade of grass. I'm going to go ahead and do that one more time. So can you imagine that? I mean, I always compare this analogy. If you go to a hairstylist or a beauty salon, you're not going to, basically take a weed whacker to your hair, right? You're going to get split ends. It's not going to look very nice at the very end. It's not going to look manicured and polished. Well, think of that same concept with your lawn. You're not going to take a weed whacker and basically chop all the blades of grass, because in the end, it's going to burn, it's going to die, and it's not going to look great. So imagine every single blade of grass, literally like you are doing a scissor cut, like a beautiful hairstylist. And that's exactly what you're doing with this, with the push mower.
And about once, maybe every 2 years, you can take this in, and they will, any of your home stores will sharpen the blades for you, or you can buy a sharpener yourself. They're very inexpensive.
Right.
But there's no maintenance on this other than that every other year. And I love the way it cuts. I love the fact, Martin, that I could get up at 5 or 6 in the morning if I wanted to, and I could cut my grass without waking up the entire neighborhood.
Right.
Not only that, anybody that has garden beds or small areas that they need to cut on a regular basis, like in and around sidewalks, around plants, delicate areas, you pull this thing out and you can get a lickety-split. You can get great results every single time. It doesn't weigh much in the hand.
Right.
It's got a padded handle as well. So if you do have any issues with your hands, it's very comfortable. As I said before, listen, if you've got 4 acres, you're not using this to cut your grass. It'll take you a month. But if you've got, quarter acre, half acre, and you want to get a great little workout and walk around.
Absolutely.
You're going to absolutely love it.
Instead of going to the gym, why not, wake up early in the morning and go ahead and cut your lawn using a push mower? I think even if you have a landscaping service company that might come out, if you have everybody has the option of using that sort of service,
Sure.
but maybe they might come out every 2 or 3 weeks. If you're having a party or if your lawn is basically not looking in pristine shape at that moment, and you want it to look really nice for your guests when they come over, you can literally go ahead and take out your push mower and give it a trim right then and there. You don't have to wait for that landscaping person to come out.
Yep.
You don't have to basically pay them another additional service charge for them to come out maybe on a rush service to cut that lawn for you. But it is just so easy to use. You talked about the fact that it doesn't make any noise. So really at any time, if you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and there's a lot of people that do, and they go to the gym and they go jog, you can actually cut your lawn at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're not going to bother your neighbors. You're not going to, bother the dogs that might be barking if they hear a gas-powered lawnmower basically starting as well.
I like it because I think it's just fun. It's retro. It has all the charm and everything of the machines that my grandfather used to have, my great-grandfather too. But with the modern features, the wheels and the size is an 18-inch breadth going left to right, so you have a really good cutting base to deal with. You can adjust the wheels. Again, the wheels are fully adjustable, so you can raise the level up or down. When you get it, you put it together in about 5 minutes. It takes no time just to pop a couple of bolts in, and that's how simple it is. And you've got the guide wheels on the back, which actually are the wheels used to elevate and lower the level of what you're cutting too. Comfortable to push, and as you can see, even just doing like little areas, like you saw me moving it left, and you see me moving it right. I mean, it is a lot easier to be able to to move this thing. And by the way, here's a really good feature about it. When you run over a rock in a combustion engine mower, essentially the rock becomes a projectile. It'll shoot out depending on where the where the blades have shot it. Will shoot out the side. With our mower, what happens is if anything gets stuck in the blades because they're not rotating at the same type of speed, velocity, it automatically freezes the blades with whatever's in it. If it's a small stone, if it's a small rock, it locks in place, and all you do is you take the blade with the back of your foot and you kick it backwards. It'll release the stone. So, for example, if I have, like that, like a, whatever it is, a wood chip or a piece of mulch. Yeah, that one didn't get stuck. But if it's a piece of mulch and it gets caught in there,
or branch,
you simply back it up with your foot, like 1 inch. It'll pop the projectile out. And it's a lot safer than what you would have to go through if you're using a power mower.
Right. And you were talking about old school design, that your dad basically used a push mower like this one. But this is new technology because of the fact that we have the 10-inch tread wheels in the front, the 6-inch, other wheels in the very back. So it really just makes the push so much easier. Also the fact that if maybe you have a teenage son or even a teenage daughter for that matter that wants to start maybe like a side business now for the spring and summer season to make a little bit of extra cash, as a young kid we all start with a lemonade stand. Maybe right now actually my neighbor Terry and Rex and their son Ryan actually starts cutting the lawn for some of our neighbors, and this is actually a great way to introduce your son to making a little bit of money, to working hard, only because it's a safer method. You're not using a gas powered one, which can be quite dangerous obviously, not only with the gas component but the blade. This is just a much safer method to indeed maybe, start your child doing the household chores around the house.
Great idea. Now over here towards the edge, we've got deeper grass. There's also some mulch. So I might do one of those things I showed you where it gets caught up on some mulch, which you back it out.
Yeah.
But I want you to actually see, when you push it pretty good, you'll see the grass just flying right off the back. And you'll see right here.
Yeah.
You can see right there. Now see, if it gets caught, and that's what you want, there's the piece of mulch. You simply back your foot out just like that, and it allows it to release. And then you go straight ahead and just give it another push. And look, you can see how much grass I'm cutting in this deep area. I'll go right to the edge, okay? And now that'll show you that it goes through the thickest grass. And look at how nice and how trimmed. I mean, it's beautiful over there. It's manicured. It's nice.